All right, good morning. It's Saturday, July 18th. A little update here on the Ohio house. It's about 8:30 in the morning, maybe closer to 8. And it's going to be 93 or so degrees Fahrenheit today, so I'm just finished watering all the plants and the vegetables. We did do a few things. I've got this motion detector light we put in. LEDs. We did install a new storm door down here, and that door we did paint black. We still have the original storm door on here. It's in good condition. We are probably going to paint it for the time being, maybe black. And the wood door behind it we did paint black. We did go over and spray painted all the metal here to kind of freshen it up a little bit. We're still thinking eventually we may change that and put wooden posts or something in there. We're not quite sure. But we've not had rain, a good rain, in probably over 2 weeks, so it's been quite dry. A lot of the grass is stagnant right now, and in the back it's brown. So we've been having to water a lot of our hanging plants and such each day. You can see up on the chimney, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, I did take a grout, sand base grout, and started to fill in some of the cracks on the chimney. There you can see it's a little bit of a different color. But we will have to update that, get the chimney inspected before the winter to run the fireplace. Although we are considering pulling out the wood insert and getting a gas insert put in. This is a little rose bush. It was here originally. It's kind of in a weird spot. It actually had just bloomed here. It was beautiful. We've got a couple more coming out here. I don't know if this is the best place for it. I've been watering it now that I know that it's blooming. Very pretty flowers, but we might end up transplanting it. I did end up cutting all this away. I had the AC company come out because when it was been up in the mid-90s consistently there last week, the house was having a hard time staying cool, so he came out and checked everything, and everything was fine. He did recommend we cut this back and spray out all the fins here, which we did, and that has helped. We did paint. It wasn't a good match. Partly is because of this is very old and chalky. And so we took a paint match sample to Home Depot, and you can see it's just got one coat on it. The original white, you can still see underneath it. And it's kind of shiny. We're not really pleased with the match, but considering the age of the original red, it's going to probably be virtually impossible to match. So I don't know what we're going to do with the house color going forward, but it's being discussed. We did all this wood planking was very worn, so we did start painting that white. It does have another coat to go on it. The red here, we did repaint the red, so all these little ribs here, that's all been repainted. You can't see here, but this is all new screen, so we did replace all the screens. And then this door, as you remember from previous videos, we did not have a door there, and we were going to build a door, but that's the screen door for the back that we replaced. So this was a perfect spot for it. So it's functional, and we're happy to have it there. You can see there's our neighbors up on the hill. They got a pool, and they do a lot of gardening. They have solar panels on the front side of their house on the roof, which is really cool. And again, all new screens. It's like a black screen, so it's very difficult to see. These screens here were good, and we left them, but you can see the color difference. I have enough screen to replace these, but I figured they're functional right now, and I didn't want to mess with them. Of course, the new roof and gutters, so it all looks great. I took an aluminum spray and I resprayed the little fixtures there up on top of the house to freshen them up. They were a little bit rusty. And here's our lilac, and we did find out we did not get very many blooms on it, and the lilac is about 15 feet high, and we found out that these need to be significantly trimmed back to blossom properly. So that is something we're going to have to do, probably at least cut it in half by 2/3 to get it manageable so it can bloom again. And again, this side of the house we painted. And again, this is all new paint here. These little ribs here, they were kind of getting too far gone, so I'm going to have to replace those. But all this is newly screened in. So once we replace these ribs, we'll paint them to match these red ribs here. So it should look pretty good. And then there's our little patio. We got a new lounge cushion and pillow. Very nice functional little patio. And then here's our veggie garden, our little veggie garden. Quite pleased with it. We've got some cherry tomatoes, and I've got some hybrid tomatoes, and I've got 2 green peppers. This is a tomato plant that has seeded itself. I'm going to have to move it at some point. I do have an eggplant, another pepper. Now that's a red pepper, so that still has to change. You can see the eggplant, it was in bloom. I don't know how that's going to go as far as producing any fruit. And then we have our zucchini in here, which is doing quite well. And I haven't had zucchini plant in many years. You can see we have some good zucchinis down in here. But it is quite a monstrous plant, and it's taking over this bed. And I'm trying to keep the leaves at bay. Here's another eggplant in there. So it doesn't engulf these other plants. And again, here's our cherry tomatoes, and we got our hybrid, and we do have our first ones turning color down here. They're almost ready to be picked. I'm pleased with the little veggie garden so far, and we will expand on that as we move forward. I actually built this bed out of pallets, and with my work I have unlimited resources with pallets, so the next ones will be higher so I can get more soil in there and be able to plant more deeper rooting vegetables. So that is pretty much the update here. Beautiful morning. It is going to be a hot one. Not a cloud in the sky.